Two major wildfires are still burning out of control in New Brunswick. One fire is burning near Moncton, the other near Miramichi. Both are major cities in the province. While the temperature warnings still remain in place for most of New Brunswick, there is some heat relief expected tomorrow. Susan Holt is the Premier of New Brunswick. She joins us now. Thank you very much for taking the time to chat with us. Let's just start with what is the latest on the ground right now?
The latest on the ground is that we are feeling cautiously optimistic about the fire in Irishtown. So this is just north of Moncton. It's about 45 hectares in size. We've kept it to that size now for the last day or so. And the crews have got, a retardant barrier, a water barrier, that we're really hopeful that we'll be able to call that contained here in the next day. The fire in the Miramichi, the Oldfield Road fire, that was our first one, continues to grow. It's more than 1,300 hectares now. But our incredible crew of firefighters have been able to direct it at least away from people and structures. And we're really hoping that the shift in weather and temperatures and maybe a bit of rain is going to come and help us turn the corner on that one.
Do you have all the resources you need on the ground in this moment?
Oh, gosh. I mean, you always feel like it's never enough, but it does give me the opportunity to recognize what a team effort this has been. We have received water bombers from Quebec. We've received firefighters from Nova Scotia, from PEI, from the state of Maine. And we've also shared some of our resources with Newfoundland and with Nova Scotia because all of us are prioritizing people and homes as we fight fires that I think Canadians have been seeing across our country for the last many months now. So we in New Brunswick are usually the ones to lend ourselves out. This is the first time that we have ever had to ask for help, but thankfully help has been there, and we've gotten the planes and the people that we need to be able to say that there is no lives in New Brunswick that have been lost to date with this firefight.
I recognize that, in an emergency, the priority is to keep people safe, to try and protect businesses and homes and try to contain this fire. But I'm wondering, is there anything that you've learned from this wildfire season that really stands out to you as sort of a learning moment that the province can sort of take something away from, that so perhaps in years to come, there's better preparation or better, deployment to deal with it?
Great question, Katie. And I'm really grateful to the folks who came before me, actually. We had a fire here in New Brunswick about 3 years ago. And after that, some investments were made in a few more aircraft through Forest Protection Limited. Some investments were made in the kind of structure protection infrastructure for our Forest Fire Center. And some of those investments were just coming online now. We had ordered actually some more water bombers this past spring, and those have proved to be exceptionally helpful. The other learning, I think, is the regional nature of some of this resource management. So there's going to be good conversations for Premier Houston and Premier Lance and Premier Hogan and I to have about how we better share and coordinate investment in resources and services, align some of our data and information systems, because we're each helping each other out right now, and that could be made stronger and smoother in the future.
So by chance this year, some of those additional resources just happen to come online. Do you anticipate going forward, given the extreme weather that is sort of now more and more common as a result of climate change, do you anticipate having to make further investments to have additional resources ready to go if we continue to see these kinds of fires?
Yes, I think we can safely say that we can expect to see more of these kinds of fires. And so it wasn't by chance, but by foresight that experts had recommended the investment in those additional equipment and making sure we had trained professionals available, and we were able to lend them out to Ontario and Manitoba and other provinces. And then they were here when we needed them right now. And so continuing to have that foresight that we have a shifting climate, that hotter, drier temperatures are coming in future years, means that we can take these learnings and continue to invest both in the attack and mitigation strategies, but also in our continued evolution of forest management and forest practices here in New Brunswick.
Now, New Brunswick certainly is not alone in this summer, dealing with extreme weather and wildfires. Some American lawmakers have actually complained to the ambassador in the U.S. and have complained elsewhere about smoke from Canada traveling across the border to the United States and causing smoky conditions. They say it ruins summers in the U.S. I'm wondering, were any of those complaints directed toward you at all specifically? And what's your response to lawmakers who are mad about the Canadian wildfire smoke traveling south of the border?
Well, there's certainly some things that are traveling north of the border that I'm mad about right now, but our priority is focused on New Brunswickers' lives, protecting them and those of our neighboring provinces, of doing the right thing by the people of New Brunswick and actually by our good friends and neighbors in the state of Maine who have lent us some of their forest fighters and firefighters, pardon me, and where we have a great relationship to share. So, no, the complaints from the States about the smoke from Canada is not top of mind for me right now as we focus on protecting New Brunswickers and getting these fires out.
If I may ask on another pressing issue, I recognize the fires are top of mind right now, but you've been a part of the ongoing effort to try to mitigate Donald Trump's tariffs. You've been a part of sort of all of the premiers have sort of been working with the Prime Minister to try and deal with this. I'm wondering, do you have any new insight or any update on the state of talks right now, where they stand?
Well, you're right that certainly for the last many days, my focus has been on the safety of New Brunswickers. But I think that we're in a curious position right now with Canada having probably one of the better situations globally when we look at the other trade agreements that are being signed. But we have a consistent presence and pressure on the U.S. To get a better deal in place to get rid of the tariffs that are hurting our economy, particularly those in steel, aluminum, and softwood lumber. And we're trying to get the best deal possible and looking forward to the renegotiation of the of CUSMA. So I think we're in a funny period right now where we recognize that what we have is not nearly as bad as what some other countries have, and so we don't want to sacrifice that and find ourselves in a worse position while we still strive to get to a better one.
Really quickly, last question. Is there anything your province needs in this moment as you try to navigate tariffs?
Oh, well, look, for us, the softwood lumber tariffs that just went up and are going up again shortly are incredibly damaging to our economy. And actually, they're incredibly damaging to the U.S., who have a real need for the kind of incredible home building lumber that New Brunswick produces. It's some of the best in the world. And they've expressed a housing challenge, and they don't have the wood supply in the U.S. to meet that. And so we want to make sure that softwood lumber deal and those considerations are on the table. And thankfully, we have a Prime Minister that is understanding of the diversity of the Canadian economy, the differences and the unique needs of some of us. We share the issue of softwood lumber with BC, as well as other provinces. So I think we're being well represented by Dominic LeBlanc and by Prime Minister Carney. I think we need all Canadians to continue doing what they've been doing. Buy New Brunswick, buy Canadian, support your local economy, find ways to replace those American products so that we can all be stronger and better off as we continue to sustain this tariff fight and negotiations.
All right, New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Katie.